your behavior, your beliefs, your emotions, your patterns can either be contributing to or detracting you from building a business that you run instead of it running you. I mean, how you expect to function with love and joy in your heart when you are utterly exhausted day in and day out? I know, I've been there, I've done that. I got the book. I don't ever want to pick it up again. Hi, I'm April Hampton, and I designed my home-based dog sitting and daycare business so that I earn well over 6 figures in sales annually while working less than 30 hours a week, giving me the freedom I desired and fulfilling my purpose while doing what I love. And this is the first home-based dog sitting business podcast that shows you how to think, act, and be the top dog CEO from the inside out, while applying fundamental principles of the universe to proven business strategies, processes, dog management, and marketing techniques so that you actually create a business that supports your ideal lifestyle. A dog business you love because it is emotionally, physically, mentally, and financially sustainable. This is the Dog Sitter's House podcast. Hello, howdy, hi. Welcome to my first episode. I am your host, April Hampton, and I want to thank you so very much for being here. First and foremost. And welcome all dog lovers. I mean, if you're a dog lover, but I assume you're a dog lover since you chose to listen to the Dog Sitter's House podcast. But hey, on the off chance that you're not a dog lover yet, welcome. Maybe you'll become a dog lover or even a dog sitter after listening for a while. You never know, but welcome. The whole premise of this podcast is going to be pretty simple, but it might not always seem like that. But the real core of it, the simplicity in it, is that it's going to be about mastering your emotional and mental self and learning how to bridge that with business strategies, systems, marketing, techniques, technology, you name it, to create a successful 6-figure home-based dog sitting business. And here's the caveat: without the canine chaos or wait for it, the burnout. How many home-based dog sitters or dog sitters in general do you know don't have burnout? If they're busy, if they are working regularly, have regular clients, consistency, tell me any of them that aren't burned out. Because I can count on less than one hand, I can count how many dog sitters I know that aren't burned out. And that's just because they take one at a time. So anyways, what does this mean? What does mastering your emotional and mental self and learning how to bridge it with strategies, systems, and all that good jazz in order to create a successful 6-figure home-based dog sitting business without the canine chaos or burnout? What does this mean? Well, it means a lot. It means that the thoughts, your behavior, your beliefs, your emotions, your patterns can either be contributing to or detracting you from building a business that you run instead of it running you. Right? Because Who doesn't feel like their business is running them more often than you're running it? Building a business that gives you time and financial freedom that you desire, and, quite frankly, one that you still love and find joy in. Because when you work yourself like crazy to the point of burnout, then you pretty much have a hard time loving what you do anymore, just because you are mentally and physically and emotionally exhausted, right? You're exhausted. How you expect to function with love and joy in your heart when you are utterly exhausted day in and day out? I know, I've been there, I've done that. I got the book. I don't ever want to pick it up again. So, okay, for instance, what am I talking about here? For instance, think about it. Many of us are raised to believe that hard work equals success. And you know what? It does take elbow grease to take care of dogs. So yes, I can't say that it's not going to take hard work in the beginning, or you might not be in the middle of hard work right now, but it doesn't mean you always have to work hard for success. In the beginning, yes, totally get it. And for how long depends on you. It depends on how well you can master your emotional and mental self, and how well you can learn all of the business strategies and technology and marry it all together. And for every one of us, that's different. And for every single one of us, it's for different reasons. Although there's a lot of similarities that many people will have, but there's a lot of different reasons that could be stopping us from being able to combine our inner world, the mental and emotional part, with our outer world, the strategies, the technology, yada, yada, and make something beautiful from it that gives you the financial freedom that you desire and the time freedom to enjoy the financial freedom that you now have. So that's just how we're taught from the get-go, is to work hard, work for a company, they'll take care of you, whatever, right? However you start out, a lot of us started out with that concept, that thought, that belief system essentially programmed into us in early on, when we were, so we don't even know where that thought or belief came from, but we have it, darn it. You have to work hard, you have to hustle to make a living. But really, it's not true. It's not true. And that's what this podcast is going to be about, is how to find the things that are stopping you and how to reshift your course and make it work for you, for your lifestyle, for your desires, for your dreams, for your goals, for your values. Once you do this, you're going to set up a business that you deeply adore, because it's in harmony with who you are and your values. And how can you not love something that's in harmony with the rest of your life? But here's the deal. A lot of us get into dog sitting because we absolutely love dogs, and that's wonderful. But a lot of us end up working our tails off, and pun intended, because we believe we have to for any variety of reasons. And so, for example, we might worry that if we say no to a customer because we're fully booked already, that they're going to find someone else and never come back, right? Or you might worry that whether you'll earn enough money the next month. And so you have to stock up now on funds just in case that next month, and then that next month, and then that next month, you don't earn enough money, right? Even if you're fully busy consistently. That one has been a tough one for me, and another tough one is we worry about their dog if they can't bring them to us? Like, where else is the dog going to be? Is the dog going to be in good hands? Because we come to love and know these dogs, and we don't want them being in any situation that is not safe for them. And quite frankly, we are entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurs like control. And so we want to control whether or not that dog is going to be safe and happy, even though it's not our dog. So that's a hard one. That's a really hard one to get over, because you come to love these animals that you bring into your home. You get to know their personality, you get to know their quirks, and maybe you even get to help them with their confidence or insecurities and help them become more social or playful, or just learn how to be a dog, and God forbid if they go to another place and get traumatized and then come back to your place and you have to start all over again from scratch, right? So there's so many ways that we can come up with why we need to always hustle, and why we have a hard time saying no, just how we get in the way of our own self. How do we get in the way of our own? So there's so many ways. And the ones that are the hardest to get over are the ones you can't see. Of course, right? You can't see them. So how are you going to accomplish something or overcome something that you can't see? But this podcast is going to help you take that look in the mirror and help you compassionately identify where you might be tripping your own self up, so that you can then apply techniques and systems and new belief systems and new habits and new thought processes and new perspectives and new just all the whole shenanigans, so that you can design a business that is on your terms. So these are just a few of the concepts we'll discuss on this podcast. And I will touch on a few more here in a minute. But first, I guess it begs the question, why should you listen to me, right? And, the truth is you shouldn't. You should take what I say and filter it through your own thought processes. Also, if you want to bridge the gap between the business strategies, the marketing, the technology, the systems, the price setting, the team building, how to manage your pack, and so many more of the basic business how-tos that you're going to find on other podcasts, then you need to figure out how you're getting in your own way and figure out your inner self and what's keeping you from doing that. I'm going to stick more on how to master your inner self is really the only way, I know how to say that, is master your inner self, become an observer of who you are, your thoughts. Choose consciously whether you want to have certain beliefs that you have once you identify them, and choose which beliefs are going to be more serving to you, your lifestyle, your dreams, and your design dog sitting house. If you start applying some of these things, you're going to see that these things start to create a domino effect, and you're going to start making traction quicker than you have been, or quicker than you could otherwise. When it comes down to it, you're going to change your inner world to match the outer world that you most desire. I know you have dreamt about it before, and if you haven't, you're going to start dreaming about it, because it all starts with the vision. Take what's important to you and build your life around that. That is the game, the inner game. And why, again, should you listen to me? I think I'm living proof. I have my days. I definitely don't have it perfect. And sometimes there's whole weeks that are challenging. And it's always going to keep happening. Challenges are always going to keep arising. But once you master that inner self, they're over like that in comparison to like my old self, for sure. So, by the time I started my dog sitting business in January of 2019, I had luckily, painfully already gone through a multitude of spiritual awakenings, you could say, that were, you could either call them spiritual awakenings or you could just call them a sheer slap in the face because that's more of what they felt like. And once you go through those tough times like I did, it taught me so much about who I am, who I'm being, what I believe, what I choose to believe. Because what I choose to believe moving forward, it doesn't matter about the past, but moving forward is what is responsible for 90 to 95% of the results that I create. And since I learned many of these slaps in the face, spiritual awakening lessons, whatever you want to call them, I took them with me and I applied them to my dog business so that I could make sure I was creating my business on my terms and that I was going to love it and be able to sustain it for the long haul. And so that it supported my values and what is most important and my priorities for me. Okay, now I knew it was going to take a few years to really figure it all out. I didn't have anybody telling me how to do this. There's coaches out there for helping with home-based dog sitters, I do believe, but the ones I have seen are only teaching about the strategies, the systems, the technologies, and that's all good and helpful for sure. And it's the fact that if we don't marry that with the inner stuff that we need to learn or discover about ourselves and get, explore about ourselves and try or just get curious, then it's a lot harder. You're going to find yourself hustling a lot longer and hopefully not to the point of, hitting the brick wall, because eventually we all hit a brick wall, whether it's physically or emotionally or psychologically or all of the above. And we certainly do not want to have that happen. Definitely not. So what we want to do is get you, if you're not there already, making six figures. Okay, let's see, in 2022, I made 120K, and 2023, I made 150K. Yeah, I have expenses and all that jazz. So I'm not taking that home. That's not purely profit by any means, but it's definitely a decent living, making six figures. And I get to take paid vacations every year. 50% of my income is automated monthly. I don't have to do a thing for it other than, of course, take care of the dogs. And it's predictable. It's dependable. It's coming in every single month, and I can depend on that. If I need to take like a long weekend, because I only work 4 days a week now for the most part, but if I need to take a longer weekend or a whole week or whatever, just imagine whatever, you just want less dogs for the weekend. You're not feeling that great. You feel like you need to take some me time. You just want to take less dogs for the weekend. Whatever the case may be, if you know that at least 50% of your average monthly income is coming in for sure, without a doubt, then you have peace. You have financial peace, and it's peace in the form of not stressing about the bills anymore or making sure you put money away for a rainy day, So the best part is that, I now still love what I do, and I'm going into my 6th year of doing this. And, I had moments where I didn't love it. I had weeks, I probably had months where I didn't love it if you add it all up. And when I started feeling that way, I was like, this is not good. You can't continue doing something if you don't love it. I mean, unless you want to kill your spirit and your soul, which I can't do. Okay. Something inside of me does not allow me to do that in life. And so instead of suppressing my spirit, my soul, I had to find a way to make sure that I could design my dog sitting house in a way that supports me so that I continue to love it and love every single dog that comes through here. And you can have this too. You can have a sustainable business. It can be thriving at the same time. And that's what excites me, is not only do I get to love what I do, taking care of dogs, but now I have the opportunity to help other dog lovers like yourself design your own dog sitting house so that you can be thriving and have a sustainable business that you love for the long term. And the best part about that is then that means the ripple effect is not only do I get to share my journey with you and hopefully improve your journey, but that means you get to improve the journey for so many X number more dogs in this world. And if there's anything going on in the world that breaks my heart, is dogs not having amazing lives, because they are amazing creatures. And they deserve it, don't they? They deserve it. So it's up to us, the lover of dogs, to take care as many as we can, but without killing ourselves, and in a way that we absolutely love doing, and we are rewarded very nicely, comfortably, for all of our value that we exchange for this to others and their dogs. Okay, so now hopefully you've garnered by now that my intention with the podcast is to focus more on the mental and emotional bridge between all the business strategies and whatnot. So I hope you stick with me and let me be the whisperer in your ear while you walk or feed dogs or watch dogs, so that when you have a bad day, I can remind you of how powerful you are. And when you're having a good day, I can hopefully plant some seeds that will take you to the next level of where you want to be. And with that said, I bid you adieu. I thank you for joining me on this little journey of my first episode of the Dog Sitter's House. And don't forget to follow me for future episodes so that you too can earn 6 figures without the canine chaos or burnout. And it's on your terms too. Happy tails to you until we meet again.